Well, we finally did it. We finally hit 1,000 subscribers. Thank you to everybody who subscribed to the channel and been with me these last couple years. It's been a great ride. And as we're getting closer to fall and closer to Halloween, which is one of my favorite holidays, I figured I would make some Halloween coasters and show you guys how I did it. So first, I go to canva.com. That's one of the places I really like to create my designs because it's free and easy to use. So I start off and hit create design. And I normally like to just do an Instagram post that's a square just because it's easy to work with. So now I have a blank document. I'll go to the Elements tab and type in what I want. So I want Halloween images. And I want them to be an outline so I can engrave them. So here's a bunch of different graphics that I could choose from. So like here's one that says Boo. It looks to be dark enough where I can get a good engraving out of it, and I think it would look really good on a coaster. So I'm going to look for some different Halloween images. As you can see, there's a ton to choose from. Just try to find some that I think would be cute, I think would be fun, and would be good to post on my Etsy shop. Okay, I believe I've found the 4 images that I want to use. They're all pretty similar. They're pretty cute, not too scary, and they're all dark. So that's one thing I like about them. So now it's just as easy as downloading each image and then transferring it over to Xtool Creative Space. So I will come to the share at the top right corner, go down to the download tab. I usually like to bring them in as a PNG. You could either do a PNG or a JPEG. Those are my 2 recommendations. And I normally like to put a transparent background on it. Not everybody can do this, and it's not required. You can do this on Xtool Creative Space, but a transparent background just saves me one step whenever I transfer it into Xtool Creative Space. I only want this top image first, so I'm going to select the current image, hit done, and then download it. Okay, so it's in my download. Now I just have to do this with the other 3 images and then insert them into Xtool Creative Space. Okay, now I'm opening Xtool Creative Space. So I want to start a new project. And I don't have my Xtool connected right now, but you don't have to do that to make your design. And insert the images, but you can only do one at a time. So the first image is added. Now I can come to the top and add another page. You could do it one by one, but I just like to do it this way so it's a little bit easier to remember which one's which. Okay, now I can come to the top here, right click, and rename each one of these. So now I have all 4 images ready to start engraving. Okay, so now the images are here. I'm going to select the image. Here it brings up this side tab. I've had my Xtool long enough now to know the power and the speed that's required for each type of wood that I could use. Since I've done different wooden coasters before, I know that it will be 80 power and 70 speed. And I also know that my circular coasters are 3 inches long. So notice here that these are in millimeters. I want to change this to inches. Come up to the top left corner here at the X. Go to settings. From the unit, change from millimeters to inches. And here it shows it in inches. The width, W, and the height, H, are the size of the engraving. Now one thing you need to be careful about is see how this is square. It's taking the square from the Canva document. So we want to get rid of that. Click on it, hit crop image, pull all that down right to the end of the image. And click save. And you would definitely need to do that with each image. Okay, now I have each image ready to go. Now all I have to do is plug up my Xtool, plug up my Air Assist, get the coaster ready, frame, and start engraving. So here are the 4 coasters that I've decided to use. You can buy a coaster like this on Amazon or at your local craft store. First, I try to find the center point of the coaster and then get it lined up on my laser engraver. I use the little metal lever on the back side to figure out exactly how tall I need my laser engraver so it can make the perfect engraving. Then I line up the coaster and line up my engraver module on the center point of the coaster and then start framing. It usually takes me 3 or 4 frames to figure out exactly where I want it, but it is an important process to make sure that your coaster or any project that you do turns out great. So now I've started my engraving. I've sped through the process a little bit to show you the final product. Each one of these coasters took anywhere from 8 or 9 minutes, and then the jack-o'-lantern took around 15 minutes to finish because it's bigger and darker. But I think each one of them turned out pretty good, and I was really happy with how dark and prominent each image looked on the coaster. After I knew that I was satisfied with my engravings, then I could start staining each coaster. I decided to use an Australian redwood stain that was water resistant, and I really liked the way that it turned out. So next is my favorite part, getting to put on the soft foot pads. This is always a fun part because you know that the project is coming to its conclusion. And here's the final product. I'm happy with how each coaster turned out, and I think these would look great in somebody's home. I hope you found this video very beneficial, so please like and subscribe and go to my Etsy page in the description. Happy engraving!